Pokemon Duel trainers. Should you purchase Milotic with your hard-earned cash? Or should you use material and wait and craft it? Stay tuned! It's showtime! We could be. So this video is going to cover should you purchase Milotic. Should you purchase Milotic with your hard-earned currency? Milotic is currently $29.99 in the shop. We'll get into that in a bit. First things first, let's look at the trailer. The Pokemon came out about a moment ago. It's 4:01 a.m. right now for me, Eastern Standard Time. So I'm giving you guys my knee-jerk reaction on how I feel about Milotic and should you purchase it. These opinions probably will change, but it's fun nevertheless to give my knee-jerk reaction, especially without any influence from any of the other trainers. So let's go ahead and look at the trailer. I haven't looked at the trailer yet. I just pulled it up for this video, and I want to look at it live with you so you guys can get an authentic reaction. A new Pokemon comes to Pokemon Duel. Milotic. Let me pause it because I don't know how quick this is going to go. So, okay, look at the wheel. That's an 8 miss. It's a huge blue pulse, a huge blue, and a 130 with an asterisk. And Magic Coat. Wait a minute, Magic Coat? 3-star purple? I like it. I like it. Magic Coat. If you guys don't know what Magic Coat is the ability that's on Blastoise, right? But Blastoise, the reason why Blastoise didn't work is because its Magic Coat was only 2 stars. But this Magic Coat is 3 stars, so it's gonna be a problem. If you guys don't know what Magic Coat does, any figure that spends a purple attack against Magic Coat, if it's a lesser star than the Magic Coat, it gets knocked out. And in the meta right now, I'm looking at Altaria, because Altaria's Perish Song, it's 2-star purple. So if this Magic Coat lines up with, if the off attack on Milotic lines up with the off attack on Altaria, Altaria is going to get knocked out. Alright, I like it. Let's look at the ability. Marvel Scale. When this Pokemon moves from the bench to the field, or appears as an evolution, it removes the burn condition from your Pokemon. So it's like a scoop up plate. Or more like Suicune's ability. But it's only for burned. Alright, so they're playing on the water fire type. I like that. I like that. You know, they didn't say all special condition. If this Pokemon is affected by a special condition, its opponents deal minus 50 damage to it. Alright, we're gonna see how that comes into play later. I don't know. It's hitting for 130 already. It's gonna be like 180, but let me see. Soothe your burn condition and overcome fire type decks. Alright. So it came on the field. It hopped on the field because Tapu Fini was there. Alright. So it got knocked out by Arc. Well, that was Feebas. And it evolved. Wait a minute, guys. That was like Magikarp into Gyarados, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Let's look at that again. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not bugging out. Yeah, so Arcanine knocks out Feebas. And you get to trigger the evolution. I like it. I like it. So pause. That 130 is really 140. That's what it's going to, because everyone is gonna run the evolution. Confuse your opponents with the blue attacks. So the blue confuses, that big blue confuses. Oh my goodness gracious. If it hits blue, there's nothing you can do. And you get to choose the Pokemon. So you get to choose. You can confuse yourself. Oh my goodness gracious. So I see what they're saying. You just confused the Drampa? Alright, wait a minute, let's pause. That was a lot to go over just now. So that blue, that huge blue that it has, it actually triggers you, gives you the ability to confuse figures. But you just don't confuse your opponent. You have the option to confuse your opponent. You can confuse yourself, and you might be saying, Showtime, why would you confuse yourself? Because if you looked at the ability, if it's confused, it's gonna, any opponent that it attacks does minus 50 damage. So that 130, well, really that 140 is hitting for 190. Because it's going to be 140 because you're going to run it as an evolution. You have to run it as an evolution. You wouldn't. And your opponent is going to get minus 50 damage. But then look at what it did. Like, they actually put a Drampa on the field because you guys know if Drampa's confused, you know, it's a force to be reckoned with. So are we going to see Drampa decks, you know, with the Milotic? This is going to be fun. It's gonna be fun. I have no idea. Its new Marvel Scale ability gives it a big buff when it has a special condition. Well, it doesn't really give it a big buff. It actually gives your opponent a debuff, but that's semantics. See, the Ho-Oh went from 130 to 80. Yeah, see, and again, the Houndoom went from 130 to 80 as well. Okay. And the Zapdos, I guess, is gonna go from 100 to 50. Oh, but it got a plus 30 buff. Maybe Tapu Koko was on the field. Well, probably Tapu Koko on the field. Exotic Mac makes a dazzling entrance. Wow. Wow. I like the figure. I like the figure. I like the figure because it's getting complex. You know, it's getting a little bit complex. Let me look at the wheel for a second. Let me see if I can pull the wheel up so I can talk about this a little bit before I get into like should you purchase it or not. So if you choose to confuse yourself, and you hit the blue, you probably want to put all your material into blue. If you put all your material in, yeah, you probably want to always hit your blue, because if you hit your blue, you get the option to confuse other folks or confuse yourself. And if you confuse yourself and you hit the blue again, it's going to just slide into the 130 attack. You probably want to take out, probably want to reduce the magic coat as much. Well, you want to reduce the mist first to level 4. Then after that, you probably want to reduce the magic coat, because if you're confused and you hit magic coat, it's just going to slide into the mist. So that's the only thing you don't want to hit when you're confused. Well, I like the figure. I see. Well, you definitely want to run Feeny with it. Well, let's get into should you purchase it. Let me go into the shop to actually show you guys exactly how much it costs and should you purchase it. Give me a second, guys. All right, so should you purchase? That's what you guys want to know. Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it. There it is. So here's the price points. The price points, well, they cleaned it up. It looks really nice the way they cleaned it up. You can see $29.99 for the top dollar value. Well, let's start at the bottom. $16.99, in my opinion, no matter what. Well, first of all, should you purchase it or not? If you want the figure, like if you really want the figure, then yes, you should purchase it with your money, because it's guaranteed that you're going to get it, right? If you don't have good luck with your booster pulls, you can pull, and you cannot get it that way. But first of all, you cannot craft it right now. You cannot use your material to craft it right now because the figure is too new. Maybe when they drop the banner, then you'll be able to use the material to get it. But I think the only way to get material right now is by spending real life money, or just like getting lucky with booster tickets or something like that. So right now, I feel like if you want the figure, you should get it by purchasing it. That's if you want it, right? But which set should you buy? Should you buy the most expensive set, or the least expensive set, or the one in the middle? Well, I like to throw the least expensive set out the way, because yes, it is the least expensive, but you don't get the uncommon figure with it. I mean, you don't get Feebas with it. You're going to need Feebas to run with Milotic. I mean, sure, you could craft Feebas and run Milotic, so I guess you could go that route, but I don't know, because the middle set is a nice value. You know, it's $22.99, but you don't get that much material compared to the larger set. The largest set is $29.99, which is about $7 more than this set, but you get so much more material. You get triple the amount of over triple the amount of gold, over triple the amount of EX rare metals, and you get 50 more Carbonite. You both get 1 green EX cube, so it's up to you, and you get about a little bit more gems, not so much. You know, not so much, but so yeah, it's up to you guys. It's between the middle set and the top set. I would definitely go for the top set, you know, when I purchase it, but that's just because, you know, you get more gold and you get more metal. That's the main thing, because the Carbonite is you get a negligible amount. The gems, you get a negligible more amount. You both get a green X cube. It's just the amount of the blue rare metal rares and the gold. So yeah, so I think the most expensive one is the best one for it. But you know, if you're on a budget, get the cheapest one, and then just craft Feebas. But yeah, but so let's look at the counters right now, guys. Let's look at the like what is gonna counter Milotic. You guys know Milotic has a huge blue. It's a huge blue. So you guys know what I'm thinking about, right? You guys already know what's on my mind. Mega Rayquaza. Mega Rayquaza, you know, turns all blues to misses, right? This is gonna be no different. So this is gonna have a hard time with Mega Rayquaza decks, you know. I can see people running multiple Mega Rayquazas, like 2 Mega Rayquazas with 2 Mega Rayquaza Sphere Plate, the Meteoritic Teachings. I know after a Rayquaza gets knocked out, it's gonna recycle the plate, but just to be sure, you know, it's gonna have a hard time with Dragon decks. Sure, it's gonna completely obliviate Fire decks, but Dragon decks is gonna give it a run for its money. And when you look at Grass, when you look at Lurantis, right? Let's look at Lurantis really quickly. You know, I'm thinking it's going to have an advantage over Lurantis. The thing about Lurantis is that when Lurantis is confused, it's like, it's mincemeat, you know? So if you start confusing Luranti or Lurantis, like, it's going to be a problem. The Milotic blue has the ability to confuse. And if a Lurantis is confused, everything is just going to slide into a miss. So I don't see the Lurantis holding up against this at all. You know, the Mega Rayquaza, yeah, that's gonna really counter it. But I don't see anything else countering this. You know, so let me show you guys Mega Rayquaza really quickly. Really quickly, I'll show you Mega Rayquaza. I'm pretty sure you guys know what it is, but I'll show you nevertheless. Dragon Rarity should be there. Should be right at the top. Mega Rayquaza's ability. While this Pokemon is on the field, all blue attacks of the opponent's Dragon type become misses. So full Dragon decks versus the Milotic, it's gonna get countered. You know. Furthermore, and I say this with a little bit of reservation because we got to see what the Aquasphere Plate is going to be. You know, they're going to come out with an Aquasphere Plate. They're going to come out with an Aquasphere Plate, and they might just give buffs. You know, maybe the plus 20 from Manaphy, maybe that's going to be enough. You know, maybe the plus 20 from the Manaphy is going to be enough because it's already hitting for 140. You know, with the Manaphy, it's going to be 160 if a Manaphy is on the field. You know, maybe you throw a Manaphy on the field with a Tapu Fini. You know, and you throw a Milotic or Feebas into Milotic. I don't know how the deck is gonna shape out. Maybe you run double Milotic instead of running a Poliwrath with it. You know, because this has the ability to confuse just as well as Poliwrath, and it's harder to actually knock out. But this is my knee-jerk reaction. Now it's your turn. How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comments down below. Is Milotic gonna be in the meta? H2O Queen, special shout out to you. I know you really want the water decks to take off. I am on your team. I want the water decks to take off as well. And this is one step closer to the big bad Wailord. When Wailord comes to Pokemon Duel, I'm gonna be so hyped. You know, so I'm figuring, you know, Milotic is gonna have some synergy with Wailord, just like although like I don't know. I want to see how it's gonna work out. In the comments down below, let me know how you guys feel, and also continue the conversation in the Discord. I'll leave the link in the description as usual. And remember, guys, Pokemon Duel is not just a game; it's a serious game. This is Showtime. Signing off. Peace, trainers.